Sunderland city centre. Each year more than 20,000 parking tickets are issued here to drivers on yellow lines, overstaying in bays, or just trying to get a parking attendant to pay for a pint. Sounds ridiculous? Well, we have evidence that that's precisely what's been happening here in Sunderland. This is a parking attendant describing a trip to the pub.
It goes, that'll be £1.60. I says, will it? I says, that'll be 30 quid. What? I says, what do you want to pay? My champion? Or your parking ticket?
We got that footage by putting a journalist into National Car Parks in Sunderland. Working as a trainee, he was wearing a secret camera, and he saw some interesting things. Here's that attendant again. This time he's describing an argument. Again he uses strong language, and again he's threatening to ticket.
I says, I know where you drink, you know where I drink. You want to sort it out? See me later on tonight. Because I'll tell you something now, it's from tomorrow. There'll be some stood out here all day long. He says, you cannot do that. I says, can't I? I says, I get paid to walk the streets. If I want to stand in one particular spot, I can do it.
We put our camera into NCP because we've been told the parking system in Sunderland is out of control. And as you're going to see, that appears to be true. We start with a complaint we've heard a lot, that the city's parking attendants are picking on drivers. John Foxton delivers legal documents in the centre. He says the attendants are making his life a misery.
Obviously, he just can't afford to keep paying tickets all the time.
Right, so it's coming out of your pocket, all of this?
Yes.
What do you think make of that, then?
I think it's disgusting because at the end of the day, I'm going to be out of a job because I can't afford it.
It happens when he's unloading. It's an area of discretion for the attendants. John says some attendants know him and adopt a hard line. He says one even broke the rules to ticket his van.
I was coming out of the premises in John Street, and he was actually punching my registration into his computer as he was walking up towards my vehicle.
So you think that they were bending the rules to get you before you even had a chance to have a chat?
Doubt. So I don't know why I'm being part of the target.
We've had a number of similar complaints that attendants are picking on individuals and even entire streets. This is Villette Road, and people here are convinced it's targeted.
4 of us have nightmares because quite often they're there at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Someone just come down to target anybody.
You definitely feel like you're being targeted?
Oh, yes, we are, definitely. I'll not be the only one who's saying that Villette Road.
There is a problem with illegal parking here, but our attendant who tried to get the free pint has been making an example of Villette Road.
I'll tell you now, Villette Road I've tortured all day. I've tortured the there today.
Cross this attendant and you could get more than torture. He says he took a knife to the tyres of a driver who'd complained about him.
I did get a verbal warning for opening my mouth to some bloke. I turned around and says, well, if donkeys didn't have it wouldn't be like you driving around. He phoned in, reported me, but didn't say what he said to get us to react. Turns out I knew the bloke. One weekend I went round and just looked all of his tyres down with a knife.
Let's just hear that again.
One weekend I went round and just looked all of his tyres down with a knife.
Remember, parking attendants are supposed to uphold the law, yet he's just admitted damaging a car. NCP deny their attendants would commit criminal damage, but if that happened...
The first thing we would do, if anybody ever complained about this sort of thing to us, the first thing we would do would be to suspend the parking attendant. We would have an internal investigation, and if it turned out that there was any substance to the allegations, we would call in the police.
We will be passing on our evidence to NCP. We all have a right of appeal if we think we don't deserve that ticket. It gives us a glimmer of hope that we'll avoid paying those £30. But the woman I'm about to meet says the appeals procedure is a useful diversion for the attendants as well. Andrea was ticketed outside her shop in Frederick Street.
When I came back out, the traffic warden was hiding behind the car writing the ticket out. I said, I'm unloading, we've got a business here, and he just went, you've been here long enough, and just continued writing the ticket out. They just say you can appeal. If you don't agree with it, appeal, but they still issue everyone with the ticket.
She appealed and won. Much is made of the fairness of the appeal system, but the senior parking attendant thinks it isn't much cop.
The appeals procedure is just a get-out clause, isn't it? It's a get-out clause because instead of them giving you it on the street, you say, look, there's a phone number on the back there, and there's an address. If you ring that phone number, they'll be able to explain better, right? Then the phone up admin get it, but it's on the phone with admin just go slam.
But get on the right side of some attendants and you won't need to appeal. They'll look after you. Our secret cameraman is introduced to one of their favourites.
Tell him the crack if he gets any make his way up here to make the call. I'll get looked after I mean Cookie. You know what I mean? And the other one, so it's the least we can do.
There's some people on our side, you know what I mean? Who appreciate what we do, you know what I mean?
How do they help him? By giving him the empty envelope. Our attendant with a knife explains.
Sometimes give him an empty envelope, so that way it looks like he's getting a ticket and we're doing our job. And if we issue it to someone else in that section of the street, they won't complain because his vehicle's been left alone.
Drive the NCP van and you won't even need the empty envelope. It parks anywhere, on yellow lines, on speed bumps. It doesn't get a ticket.
Yeah, he's just issuing a quick ticket.
After this long break, the smashed NCP vacuum flask is left as litter. Blue badge holders, disabled drivers, also complain they get a raw deal in Sunderland. The man I'm going to meet has emphysema. His ticket troubles began when he parked on yellow lines at a health centre. He got a ticket because he displayed his badge and forgot to put out the clock. Eric says he should have had a warning and the council bungled his appeal.
When you tell them that you have got a clock card and you've omitted to display it, all I have to do is check on you and to find out if you're genuine, and if you are, then they should show compassion and common sense.
They didn't, so he took the case to the Ombudsman. He's been offered a refund, but Eric's fighting on. He says the council and NCP should never have let it get to this.
I think, quite honestly, I mean, the word bungling is being fair to them, kind to them.
Eric's complaint of a lack of sympathy is understandable, given this attendant's attitude. The camera just managed to catch his impersonation of a disabled driver.
So some disabled backer parks in the beer, because basically we park wherever the hell they want. Disabled drivers. Well, there's a tech place now for all the cop deaths. That's the can't spell his name. And he had a red BMW, and he was 17 years old. He could do backflips up the whole the Nile Street near the sale badging club.
Not a lot of compassion there then. Later, we'll show you something even worse. How easy it is to get a ticket because you're Asian. There's a burning question to be asked here. Why are the attendants so keen to hand out tickets? The council and NCP say keeping the traffic moving, that's what it's all about. But for the attendants, a good day's work is all about notching up tickets. That's how it seems when you hear them talking. Remember the senior parking attendant who doesn't think much of the appeal system? Here he's holding the team briefing.
I guarantee there's tickets in Southwick after 4:30. Nobody ever goes there. But there is tickets on every beat after 5 o'clock. More tickets on some beats than others.
The briefing's over. The attendants are unleashed on Sunderland streets.
One down, 5 to go, and another 5, I'll be happy.
5 is the number of tickets he wants to get before his break. It's a target he's set himself.
I want to get at least another 1 ticket, mate, before going. Look, I got in at lunchtime and I've got 5 tickets, I'll be happy.
He got his 5. The others have mixed fortunes.
I tell you what, I've got 6 offers.
You've got a hat trick on John Street. You have?
Hey, you've issued 5 tickets and you win.
I mean, I took it out of face one day. Whatever the moon.
When you got surname,
We suggested to NCP that there was a ticketing culture at Sunderland.
It's nothing whatsoever to do with ticketing.